And I'm back with an unmuted microphone. What a concept. Hello, this is Louis Herms from Screw Big Gov. And it's so happy to have you here today. This is going to be an amazing week. We have amazing shows. Even though it's Thanksgiving week, we are not holding back. We've got today a special guest, an amazing, wonderful person that you probably already figured out. Tomorrow, I will do an expose on a topic that you guys will love and hate, which is interesting. And Wednesday, I'll be back here. And then Thursday, on Thanksgiving, Alan Fountain will drop a conversation that we're going to have, and you guys will have a phenomenal week. So, folks, do us a favor. The algorithms don't like us, social media doesn't like us, Rumble probably doesn't like us. So, we need your help. Please like, follow, because you get unfollowed on these platforms, and share. That really helps us. So, before I get to it, little housekeeping, having long conversations with Matt Geiger. By the way, if you haven't seen our last interview, which was only about 20 minutes, you've got to see it. We go into JFK Jr. We go into the fact that there may not be an inauguration on January 20th. I mean, we go into some really, really cool topics. So watch that. But also, if you want to invest in your future with precious metals or somebody that you can actually trust, somebody that's not charging 30% on your money, yep, many companies charge 30 to 50% in hidden fees. So you give them $500,000 and you're lucky to get $250,000 in an account. Total scam. This guy won't do that. He's probably the lowest out there when it comes to the fees. He'll spend time on the phone with you. Very trustworthy, really good guy. Just call him at 480-717-9081. 480-717-9081. He'll treat you right, get your silver, get your gold, switch it from an IRA, or just talk to him about George Magazine, and he'll have a good time with you also. Or go to veritymetals.com. Just do us a favor. Let them know who sent you there, because it does help our show out also. And now I'm going to bring on the guy I have not talked about yet. Today, I am guest hosting with the man, the myth, the legend, the bald wonder, the hardest worker in the Patriot community, just over a great guy with a phenomenal wife. Oh no, I don't know anybody like that. So let me bring on Bruce Poppy instead.
Woohoo! Yay! Hey, man, I am. Let me adjust my camera here a little bit. There we go. I am super happy that you texted me and said, "Hey, can you come on with me today?" And I was like, "Sure, man." But it's funny that you talk about Verity Metals. This afternoon, I got a phone call from some schlub telemarketer trying to sell me silver and gold stuff. He says, "We got these Morgan silver dollars from like 1900 uncirculated, blah blah blah. You can get a sleeve of 20 of them for $1,500." I'm like, and then I said, "No, that's all right. I could get my stuff cheaper elsewhere." And then he tried to pitch me on the silver eagles, and he was like, "I can get those for like $43 a piece." I was like, "Oh, really? That's interesting. I get them for like 36." So yeah, these people, like we said, they charge up the butt for these things. You got to watch every single day, and there's plenty of places. Matt's solid as the day is long, but yeah, you got to do your research, man. Don't just trust everything that people say.
It's rough too, because in a lot of these people out there, podcasters and stuff, they get a very, very handsome commission from this stuff, which I don't fault them for that. You know, they have to pay for their show and so on and so forth. But gouging is one thing. And when I've heard about how much they charge and what they get paid, I'm like, yeah, guys, we're supposed to be looking for the best deal. So if you want silver and gold, fantastic. We found that what I consider the best deal with the most trustworthy source. But if you don't need it, you don't need it. Don't buy it. It doesn't even make sense. You know, do what makes sense for you. We just promise that if we offer something here, we're going to vet it to the nth degree, you know. And I'm changing from one product to another. I'm in the meantime of changing it because I found a better solution with another company. So it is what it is, but that's at least you know you can get that here.
Amen to that. That's one of the things why I continue to hang around. I'm like a bad penny. Keep showing up with the Screw Big Gov family, because there's I'm very observant. I see a lot of things. I don't say a lot of things, and all the stuff that I have seen, behind the scenes, off camera, all that stuff. Yeah, Screw Big Gov is the real deal. The authenticity is huge. and so much other stuff. Not speaking bad about anybody else, but
No.
I've chosen to hitch my wagons to this screw big family. I don't regret one single second of it.
I know what reference you were referring to, so I like the way you threw that in there. Can you tell everybody that your platform, which is amazing and should get a lot more attention?
Well, I'm on Rumble mainly. I've tried to do the YouTube thing. I'm still battling them on on Facebook and X and all that, but I'm trying to focus on the Rumble thing, um, which is unpopular viewpoint. I do play around a little bit on X. We're shadow banned. It's hard to get any traction on there unless you want to buy Kanoka the Great's little seminar thing that he's selling on there to show you how you can be a really big influencer with a small number of people. He's figured out the algorithm, and he'll sell you a system that'll be able to help you out on X. So
Oh,
check out.
give me a link. I'm going to buy it today.
So it's this is the stuff that really burns my butt. About our whole community. As a whole, or it's just so many people are just wore out from everybody trying to sell them stuff and not giving proper true information. Kind of leading them along the hopium type stuff, and I'm just over that. I'm in the process, and many people are aware. I have kind of shifted some of my focus to personal development. Me number one,
Yeah, yeah.
developing being the best human I can be, and then sharing. That's what essentially my channel is I don't have any. I'm not a guru. I don't have any special stuff. I just am sharing the trials and tribulations, the struggles that I go through in my own journey, and I share tips and tricks and things that have helped me. And I was like, hey, this is cool as f. If you like it, great. If not, that's fine too. So I'm just an open book, kind of orating my own experience through this whole operation, I guess you can call it, that we're in. And have shifted. We can't rely upon what goes, or we can't put too much weight or allow the things that are happening externally to affect us, because there's so many people that are still, even though DJT is on his way in the door, there's still all kinds of stuff that may or may not happen. It's a bunch of supposition, reading the tea leaves. Nobody knows until it happens. And even when it happens, did it really happen? I don't know.
Well, yeah. So here's what's interesting. I see two forces in the same camp, the Trump camp, against each other, and it's kind of weird. So, for example, um, you know how hard we've worked on the Hurricane Hell documentary and hurricane relief. You were down there. I just went down there again. So we worked so much. We spend so much money, and I put my wife and I put our own money in towards this stuff. And even yesterday, some dude on some channel was talking shit like we're stealing money. What? And I don't even mind that. What surprised me though is I asked somebody, and it was reported to me that there was a ton of our people watching that, and nobody stepped up and said anything in our defense. And I don't. The reason why that part bugs me is if you guys don't believe in what we're doing, but you're either in or you're out. Are you going to be part of the Screw Big Cub family? I would think that somebody would be out defending our honor out there. And I was told that people were in the chat just watching it and not saying anything because they don't want to offend maybe somebody that was saying it. I don't know what it is, but the only way we're going to win this war is to be honest and authentic and speak your mind if there's an injustice being done, right? And what I have found, and oh, sweet. Carol said she stepped up. Thank you, Carol. I appreciate that. I guess she was in the chat too. So um, here's the thing. And here's what's crazy. November 5th, I figure half of the Patriot community shut it down on that day. And they're waiting. They now see President Trump on the white Pegasus again. And that's scary, bro. That is real scary. And then I see the other half saying that we were duped. He's putting all Zionists in his cabinet. You know what I mean? So
Well,
what you have is you have two opposing factions that are very disillusioned, and the truth is in the middle. What are your thoughts on this?
100%. Yeah. This, I don't know what their thinking is. Initially, when some of these picks came out, I was like, "What the fuck?" It's like Marco Rubio. Are you kidding me? Really? Um, little Marco. So, but anyway, I mean, as things developed, and then I took a step back and I was like, "Yeah, they know more what they're doing than what I do." Here we are. Everybody's looking back. Everybody's an armchair quarterback, right? We have these ideas that have been implanted, if you will, in our minds over the past few years with the Q drops and the misinterpretations and
Oh God, yes.
the misreadings, and the people being fed a line of crap. But I still trust Don. I still trust him, right? Even if we are being duped, hey, then we're going to be duped, and we're going to figure it out. Well, some point we're going to know, like we know our name. Right now, there's lots of people still pissing and moaning, complaining that they're not getting all these hair on fire types things, and they just don't understand the political game. You can't when you're dealing. We only our MAGA movement. Maybe what 25, 35% ish of maybe the population, if that. Right? That's probably being generous. I'd say 25% are really the hair on fire MAGAs.
Yeah.
And then there's the middle of the road people, independents, and then you got the crazy progressive leftists, the other 25, 30% on the other end. But you got to play to these people in the middle to try to get some buy-in to the message, and you got to tamp it down. And I understand, there's some things I wish that many more exposure would happen concerning a lot of the Zionist type stuff, the dual citizenship thing. Yeah. AIPAC essentially owns every single person in the Congress. And so, we look at what he's doing with the cabinet stuff, and there's, some really good stuff, happening. I don't know what your thought is in this. Was Matt Gaetz a red herring from jump? I don't know.
Let me go into the first part first, because I don't want to give things away. The Zionist whole tilt. So my show tomorrow, everybody. I'm going solo, but it's called "Israel is Last: The Trump Takedown of the Khazarian Mafia." So I think what you're seeing here is an illusion, and it's intentional. And I don't want to go deep into it today, but in regards to the Zionist cabinet picks, I believe it is a fake, as you would say in football. And I'll go into detail in that tomorrow. In regards to Gaetz, I do think DJT is playing a 5D chess game right now. I really do. And he knows how much heat Gaetz would have gone off on the beginning. What better way to get Bondi in there, or whoever else he wanted, than floating Gaetz out there officially, knowing that they were going to already step down, and Gaetz was probably promised something that would be a lot bigger, like taking down the FBI, or we'll see, something else may be involved there. And we know publicly he already promised Gaetz a very high level, very, very important position. So I believe that could have been, or probably was, a game. And he always seems to be a step ahead. And this is what I'm going to explain in the Israel Last deal that I'm putting out tomorrow, because I think I figured this one out, and I don't want to give away too much now. I need to get it out there before it can be misinterpreted.
No, I cannot wait. I mean, that's one of the things where you need to look into this stuff. Like I said, it's all reading tea leaves, supposition, talking head type stuff. Then the whole the Elon thing and all this stuff, it's making heads explode. It's exposing these people for really what they are. It's more exposure. Also, I think it was today, maybe yesterday. So happy birthday to Juan O'Savin.
I didn't even know.
Yeah. It was JFK Jr.'s birthday yesterday, I think.
No, it wasn't. It was...
That was November. That was I saw something on actually. Happy birthday to Junior. I don't know.
I'll look it up right now.
Yeah. But I thought I'd make it funny. Carrie Cassidy is probably having a birthday party, a cake, and all that type of stuff.
She is. Oh, no, it's today.
Yeah.
Today is JFK Jr.'s birthday.
Yeah. So you should send him a text and say, "Hey, happy birthday, man."
I should. It's funny because, um, and Juan knows this and Jacob knows this. I think they're trying to dupe us, pretending like he's Wayne Willett, and everybody took the bait on that, right? So I think that was a great diversion. And then the JFK Jr. stuff is a diversion too. And I always say, I go, I know Juan. He's neither.
Yeah.
And then, people's heads explode. It's like, well, he's got to be one, right? No, is there not another option? You know what I mean?
No, he's I don't know who he is. I just know he's super connected.
Yep.
That's as far as I know. I mean, anything else, I'd be just pissing in the wind.
That's it.
Alan says my sources are saying it was set up for Gates to take Rubio's seat in the Senate, but I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's interesting. Out of the Senate back in, out in Congress back in. Who knows, right? We'll find out. And Alan could be right too. Alan,
he's out because he can go onto Cameo One and you can actually get pay some money and have Matt Gaetz give you a little message.
Oh.
So he's on that Cameo website now. And then he's also doing something to expose all of the stock trading in the Congress.
Right.
So there's still plays going on, but all we can do is what we can do, right? And that's why I love that Real American song that you would play at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you listen to the words, Rick Derringer, I remember Real American, fight for the rights of every man. When you attack my friends, you attack my pride. I mean, the lyrics in that song fit what we're doing completely. And then it's kind of
the word God, though. I can't believe he gets on YouTube.
I know, crazy. And then that kind of segues into Terry Bollea potentially having a role in the administration. Terry Bollea, if you don't know, Hulk Hogan, a native Floridian here, lives in Clearwater, Florida, not far from where I'm at right now. But he's been floated as a member or being on the presidential health and fitness like board, or there's some group. I remember back in the day, the presidential health and fitness type thing was kind of a big deal. So that's a promotion, a PR type person, get out there and tell people to take their vitamins and eat their vegetables and stuff like that.
All right, brother, you got to take your steroids. Sorry, yeah. I didn't mean to talk bad about Hulk Hogan.
No,
I'm just saying it was all natural, I'm sure.
Wink, wink, nod, nod.
Yeah, don't wink, because then you'll be part of the one-eyed club.
Oh yeah,
yeah. You can't do that out here. Like I would say, okay, with the okay symbol, right? And then, oh no, look at this, he's Illuminati. It's like, and the reality is, this goes back into our point, is people go so far, it's crazy. So people voted for Trump, and before he's even in office, they're like, we've been duped. Look at all the Zionist pics. We're doomed. Ah! And then you have the other people on November 5th. He gets in and they're like, oh, shit, we don't have to do anything. And that's his party. Well, maybe I'm crazy, but if you think we've been duped, we the people really are the plan. And we need to step up and work harder in unison together to get stuff done. And if we're not duped and Trump is that guy, the good guy, we need to work even harder to accelerate this. Either way, it's we the people. But both are beautiful excuses just to sit on your ass and do nothing, right?
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Watch the movie. It's just popcorn time.
Yeah,
blows me away.
I know, it's frustrating to all get out. I mean, you can see. I mean, there's with the way that they're playing around with the games that they play in the Senate and their committees, and Cocaine Mitch or Glitch Mitch, they're calling him now Glitch Mitch, heading up that rules and subcommittee, thing. So he's, lining himself up, to be a backstop to stop Trump from doing stuff, blah, blah, this and that and the other. And, we still got a long slog in front of us. I mean, getting Donald Trump back in the White House was just step one.
Yeah, well, look at you. You made a great example. So Thune and Mitch McConnell, the turtle, are both anti-Trumpers. So instead of now, I want people to picture this. You had a what was it? Is it a 50-50 Senate going into the 2024 election? Virtually, I know there's an independent in there, but
Right,
it was
right.
virtually it 50-50. Now it's 53-47, and it's actually should be 55-45, just so you guys know, but that's a whole nother story. Probably more than that, but it's 53-47, which, by the way, in Senate is a huge freaking margin. That's a huge margin in Senate. But yet, these deep state Republicans don't wait for their new guys to get into office and make the vote of who should be in control of of Congress and and I'm sorry, the Senate, right? They don't make that decision after when the United States just said out with the old, in with the new, that if they really cared about we the people, they would wait for the new senators to be voting on the new leader. But no, they didn't do that, did they? They did it way before they come in so they can have control, and then they hand it over to Mitch McConnell for the rules and so on and so forth. It's disgusting, guys. This is what we're dealing with. The deep state is Trump said it. He goes, "This swamp is so much deeper than I ever expected."
Oh
And
yeah.
it is just it's and to even I guess I had trouble with this, Bruce. Maybe you can explain this. I have trouble understanding how somebody can be in a position where they were elected by the people and completely ignore their wishes and literally thumb their nose up at them and say, "Ah, I don't give a damn of what you want.
Right.
We're doing it our way. What's going to help us?" And it's just it literally turns my stomach to know that these are the people in control of the country.
Right. And they, that's the thing. These people like Murkowski and Collins and Master Baggy's talking about Lindsey Graham. They're coming out and saying, "Yeah, we're against this. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do it." Have they even consulted or considered consulting the people put them there? I mean,
Right.
just because they win an election, that gives them the unilateral decision making process. They can do whatever the f they want just because they got that to that position. They don't have to consult with we the people. The people put them there. That's why I think it just makes common sense and logic that there should be a lot more town hall meetings, and these people, they should not be in Washington. Number one, they
Yep.
should, with the technology and stuff like that, they should be in their home district or their home state dealing with their state issues, right? They should not be camped out a lifetime fucking position up there in DC or wherever they go,
Yep.
and be on the taxpayer's dime and just not doing any damn thing. That's one of the things that should change. They should just eliminate that, because I think according to the Constitution, it talks about them meeting like once a year.
Yeah, it's 100%. I agree with you. You know what else it would eliminate, or it would make a lot harder? Imagine if they weren't all in DC, how hard it would be for the lobbyists to get to them. Because the
Well,
lobbyists would have to travel around the country and get them one at a time, at a time, at a time. And they would get caught too, because their constituents recognize them, know who they are, and are keeping an eye on them.
Yep. That's
Again,
one of the things that Trump floated around. Certainly some of these certain agencies, need to be moved out of DC, away, from the swamp. But I think the whole thing just need to put a fence around it and make it a museum of what not to fucking do. And the whole, I've said this before, the whole thing needs to be burnt down, start over again, figuratively, of course. So that we can rebuild this thing the way that it's supposed to, the way the founding fathers had intended, and get rid of a lot of the garbage. I mean, we're a long, long way from any of that type of stuff happening, and we're still processing things as things, the mainstream media, or even now that we, the media, we are the media now, according to Elon, and the mainstream media people's heads are exploding now. But anyway, if we continue to process things in our old mindset, the way things are, continuing to play in that game, it's not going to work. We have to change the way we think all the way around.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm showing on screen right now. This is what I think it's really going on here. I believe the whole country is red, and there's one little blue spot, which is indicated by a star right there, which is DC. And that's it. And DC has been control of the United States, which I believe really leans conservative. The whole United States, I believe, leans conservative. And DC, let's just call them the Khazaria Mafia, has been completely in control of everything. I can't wait till that map is showed in real time.
And who knows if it ever will. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, we know all these the things going on. You know, we mentioned about maybe more than 53 or 5 senators. Um, you know, they're still counting freaking votes. I mean, tomorrow's 3 weeks. 3 weeks after the election, they're still counting votes in certain places. Read on Citizens Free Press, they're still counting votes in Mississippi. Go figure.
Yeah, here too in California.
Unbelievable. I mean, those people should be fired. I mean, and here's the thing: the way that they have the process set up. Just pick one for example, like Arizona. We know that I know Hobbs was installed, right? And that you know, there's tons of proof of that. But why can't we do we the people do a recall, right? Because number one, it's expensive as f, right? Because then you got all these processes and lawyers and courts and blah blah blah, and it's financially unfeasible, non-feasible. It's undoable for the most part. That's why recalls are so very very uncommon. And even the recalls, we saw Gavin Newsom defeat, you know, the recall that happened against him.
Yeah, 66.6% he got. Go figure. What are the odds? It's crazy. It's
Yep.
crazy. And you're crazy and I'm crazy, clearly, because you know, common sense is crazy nowadays.
Oh, absolutely. I would rather be crazy
Yeah,
than buying into what they're selling. I'm not buying what they're selling.
crazy. Speaking of selling, I know you represent an amazing company for pet products. Why don't you talk about that real quick?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna show you something.
Uh-oh. Hope your clothes are on still.
I did have pants on. Yeah. So this is my testimonial. This is Cookie Joy. She this February she'll be 18 years old.
Wow. Really?
In a couple of months she'll be 18 years old. She's a chug. A couple of years ago, when we started on the Truth Tour stuff, we ended up having a joint custody, I guess you could say, with our children. The dogs would stay with the children, and it got to a point where she was so bad. So then we got turned on to the pet club stuff, the Coriolis versicolor mushroom, and all their food and treats and toys, and started putting her on that stuff. And good God bless America, she's rejuvenated. And she's now, it's been 2 years.
Wow. And tell them where they could buy the Pet Club stuff, because I've had amazing results with my animals for sure.
It's super simple. Got a super easy URL to remember. Healthy Switch 247. HealthySwitch247.com. HealthySwitch247.com is where you can go to do your own research. Check it out. This stuff has been studied long time. Over 400 different independent studies came from Japan. They have a process for extracting the mushroom to get the most out of it. They're always coming up with new stuff. They just recently came up with these because they had to revamp some of their CBD line from federal regulatory bullshit. So they changed up some things. So they got these chilled doggies now. They're little wafers you can give your dog to chill. If your dog's got a little bit of anxiety, but they got multiple products. Go to healthyswitch247.com. You can do the research, check it out yourself. Just try it. You don't have to buy every month. You just buy when you need it. If you have any questions, you can reach out. I think there's a link on that website. You can email us, healthyswitch247.com. You'll be glad. And they got human stuff too. I take it almost on the daily.
Yeah, I just took mine this morning, actually. Same thing. And you know, pretty soon we'll be able to talk about the C word if RFK Jr. does what I think he's supposed to do, which is fantastic. You know, interesting enough too with the pet food is, for my life, I've sold a lot of products, not here on a platform like this, but just in general because I've always been in sales. The highest percentage of reorder I've ever had on any product is from Pet Club. So that tells you everything that you need to know right there. So people are using them over and over and over again. So that's great news.
And that's us as humans, we have our minds, we can heal ourselves with our minds, and there's that placebo effect, right? You can take a sugar pill and it can cure your whatever thing you got going on. Just because you can think it's helping you. Well, dogs, they don't know that. Dogs, cats, horses, antelopes. I don't know what you got going on there at your home. You got any alpacas? Who knows
I
what
do.
people.
I do. Of course I do. There.
And if you live in New York and you got a squirrel and a raccoon, keep that thing under wraps.
Yeah, don't go on TikTok.
Yeah, but but no, it's seriously. This stuff, the animals, they don't have the placebo effect. All you can see is the results of their activity. They're eating again. They're living, long, and now they're right on the doorstep. So, and they, this, I'm not buying into the fact that Putin is bad and evil. He's probably done some bad shit in his life, and it's kind of almost sounds sacrilege, but I consider Trump or Putin to be the Trump of Russia. Right? He's very populist, very nationalist, but he's what we see or what we perceive is just the information that's given to us through schools, through media and different things of what life is like over there in Russia. And I'm guessing it's a lot different than what our perception of what it is.
Yeah, so recently I talked to somebody that she was from Russia, right? And she told me things like she goes, "Oh, the shopping is wonderful there. The outdoor dining is fantastic when it's not wintertime in certain places." She goes, "The architecture is great." She goes, "There aren't a bunch of restrictions like your media says there are in Russia." I think it's fascinating. I'm hearing this from actually she was from Russia. And so I asked her, "Why are you over here?" And she goes, "Well, I came over here 30 years ago when there were issues." She goes, "I would even consider going back now from what I hear from my family and the way things are run over in Russia today." And I said, "Interesting. So you're saying the media in the US is using propaganda?" She goes, "Oh yeah, and they're using old propaganda for something that's modern, which is completely different than it was." So
Right.
um, very, very interesting.
Right, because the perception, the picture that happens in the mind's eye when you think of Russia and the iron hand of iron fist of all these different people is this. I see this lady, this disheveled lady in a babushka, and her got her coat,
Babushka, yeah, it's a babushka.
and they're standing in line waiting to get their bread and fermented potatoes, in the cold, freezing weather. That's just not reality.
No.
And so this whole perception of because we have to have the duality, right? Good and evil. And, to be a superpower, you have to have somebody that's really knocking on your door and wanting to take you down. And this whole game that we've been playing our entire lives, which is bullshit. So yeah, I'm not buying what they're selling for Russia. And we talked about the war. I just think Putin is going to be hold things back because he could unleash hell, fire, and brimstone
Oh, yeah.
and make one.
I think he's held back all these years, actually.
Oh yeah,
Um, I do think it's Putin 2.0, but that's a whole
oh
nother.
yeah, yeah. That's a huge one. I mean,
Yeah.
people age and they gain a little bit of weight, but the older pictures of him, yeah, that's something different.
Yeah, it's very
Some of
so.
them are really, really obvious. I don't know if you talked about that one on your show when Trump was at the launch, the Starlink, the
Oh,
SpaceX launch. That
yes.
wasn't even fucking close. Come on,
That was not President Trump.
not even close.
And look who is buddy up to the fake President Trump, Ted
Oh
Cruz.
yeah, yeah, Mr. Cruz. And that's the other thing that these asshats up there not doing their freaking job. They're getting these judges, these
I know.
crazy judges that probably don't even qualify to be a judge.
That's
But they're
right.
pushing through, and they let someone through because there's a handful of people that Republican side didn't even fucking show up to vote.
Yeah, because Trump Cruz would rather be at a fake rocket launch. Oh, did I say that? I mean, he'd rather be at a rocket launch to Well, they are rocket launches. The difference is they're putting up a different Mars. They're putting up something for Mars, just a different Mars than everybody thinks. Um, I'm just saying,
I know.
military auxiliary radio system, maybe. Even so, Elon posted. In fact, let me see if I can find my rebuttal to his post. I think maybe the reason I don't get traction on X, it's not because my message isn't right. It's because I say things like Elon 2.0, or I say, or when he posts that he about going to Mars and read and watch this, you're gonna love this. So Elon says, "Wow, they really don't get it. Mars is critical to the long term survival of consciousness." Okay, so I replied, I reposted it. I go, okay. So which would be better for consciousness? Travel to a planet named Mars, or a military auxiliary radio system, Mars, that can be used to transfer hidden knowledge to the masses via a connection to a massive array of satellites, i.e., Starlink? I
Hmm.
don't know. I'm just saying, what would be better for consciousness, right?
Yeah.
And I'm shadow banned on X, so I guess they don't love me over there. I don't think either side loves me, to be honest with you, and I don't think they love you because we're
Because you're
just
independent, you
authentic.
won't take a side. You
Yeah,
won't take.
it's just I just wanna tell the truth. All I care about is the truth and authenticity. I don't it doesn't none of this political bullshit matters to me whatsoever. Um, so it is what it is, right? But, that's what I perceive as, if you're really gonna open up the consciousness, you have to have a way to step far away from the existing media coverage that we have now, because they can shut it down at any moment. So,
Mhm.
theoretically, Mars, military auxiliary radio system, if he has all of his satellites, by the way, he's put more satellites up in 2 years than almost virtually anybody in the last 10 or 20 himself. Think about it. What better way, if you need to change consciousness and they wanna shut everything down, go, "That's all right. We've got a signal. Here you go. Pay attention to this." Just saying, and allegedly, they shut down Mars in 2015, which happened to be the Army and the Air Force, which was run by Navy. It's all just coincidence, I'm sure.
Want to have a fun one? Go on to YouTube. I found this today. I thought it was quite interesting. It's called the NASA Trance, and it's a the Humpty dance. Do the dance, the
Yep.
Humpty dance.
Today's
But it's a whole parody. It's a 5 minute long song talking about the NASA Trance. I think it was put out by the Conspiracy Guru. He does some pretty funny music. But yeah, go to YouTube and check out the NASA Trance. I'll see if I can pop the link into the chat.
We have to believe everything that NASA does is real, right? What? No? Okay. Maybe I need to study them more. So, while Bruce is looking for this, time for a commercial break. I've been transitioning to a major product, not considered it as of late because it'll get me a lot more followers. But I've transitioned to an amazing product that my hair is getting even darker. I'm feeling amazing. I don't sleep much, but it's okay because I feel awake and alive. Although I should get some sleep. So watch this. So I moved forward on that because it's a long commercial. I don't want to inundate you with commercials here, guys. Amazing product, though. Try it out, Serona.org, and soon I will be making $20 million a year off of your efforts. And then I'll be telling the world to go to Serona.org because I'm becoming a multi millionaire, and I'm going to give up on everybody in the We the People movement. Just hang out on a beach somewhere. Oh, sorry, no, that's not it. But anyways, you should give it a shot. Anyway, it's pretty awesome.
I'm excited to try it myself. I got my a bottle brand new today, so I haven't even tried it yet. But I got to be careful too because I'm going through some changes of some things. I'm playing with my physiology since my
Oh,
doctor's a
you're going
fuck,
through transition also. Good for
yeah,
you.
yeah, since my doctor's a fucking idiot. Um, so I got to figure shit out on myself, on my own. So I've started some other things today, but I definitely will be checking this out and looking for give you an update in my seal of approval.
Well, Ethan started this, and he did a phenomenal job with this company. And to be frank, again, I put him through the rigors. It took me 2 months before I actually said yes because I really wanted to try the product out. So, guys, I vetted it. Vet it yourself. And if for some reason you cannot afford it and you give me a true story, not just a something to try to get something free, let me know and I'll see if there's anything that we can do. Just go to screwbiggov at protonmail.com. If you truly um, have some health challenges that you want to uncover and you can't even afford $50, let me know. And I'm not promising it, but I will see what I can do to help out for sure. So screwbiggov at protonmail.com. So Bruce, what does the future look like?
Oh, the future is beautiful, man. It's fantastic. If the future is what you make it, really, it's what you're focused on. This whole I'm becoming more and more a believer, and I'm having it experience it in my life, not just from watching videos. It's kind of strange. Getting a lot of my spiritual ascension stuff from TikTok. It's kind of crazy, but it just makes sense. And I see something there, and I go and dig into it. I meditate on it, and I just feel it. And so I say, okay, I'm going to try this, and that's what I'm trying. I'm trying all these different things because nobody knows the way, and every way for every person is a little bit different. So that's why I'm pushing forward, and I can see fantastic stuff coming. Um, and how we get there, I have no idea. But I know that if I focus and I put my energy into me being the best that I can be, because I'm really, really good, and in more ways than one. But if I just apply ourselves, that's the thing, because we have all this knowledge, but we don't apply that knowledge. We know these things that we're supposed to do, but we don't fucking do them. I need the people that really get me jazzed up, and really pushing forward when things aren't working out, and doing the things that I don't want to do when I don't want to do them. People like David Goggins. I mean, he's huge. If you heard any of his story, he was fat, trying to be in the SEALs and stuff like that. And now he's just a badass, runs for freaking ever. And hopefully I will, with people know of my cardiac situation, I wouldn't mind getting into a freaking marathon in the future. Who knows?
Wow.
And
Awesome.
proving all these doctors wrong, that I can heal myself, and I can eventually get this device that's in me that every once in a while decides that I need some therapy, and it shocks the shit out of me. And, like getting kicked in the chest by a mule. Eventually I won't need that. So I think the future is fantastic.
It's funny when you said that I might even want to run a marathon. I saw a sandal fly back to the back of your head. It just missed you though.
She's throwing shit from the back room. I didn't yeah, no, that would. She says, "Get out of my head, Lewis."
Exactly.
Yeah, because it's I am. I'm not going to share a lot of it now, but I am going through something, and I'm trying something pretty different. Trusting my intuition and my own research, and I'm testing some things out right now to see how it'll affect me. Because everybody's body is different, everybody's physiology. That's one of the things that really gets me bent about the whole medical system, the Rockefeller medical system, is the fact that they want us all to fit in this box, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Your weight's got to be this and that, and your blood pressure has got to be X, Y, Z, and your cholesterol, all these different numbers. You got to fit in this box. If you're outside the box, you need a bunch of fucking pills to be able to fix it, and that's just not the case. And so I'm finding. I even thought about going and doing some studying, and that really just a quick thought through my head, and it ran away very quickly. I'm very happy about studying to become a naturopath, but I can live the naturopathic life without having to have a board certified license deal like Ethan is. But you have to. It's crazy the requirements that they put on these people to be able to get a licensed naturopath or functional medicine, because the medical system is just broken, my friends.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody who has a situation in lives, I really feel for you because I'm in that boat myself. Um, I mean, I'm going to go fight. I'm going to be yelling and screaming at the big suits at HSA. Was that was it HSA? Yeah, HCA. Yeah, HCA is the corporation that runs the Heart Institute, where my cardiologist runs out of, and it's completely operationally dysfunctional.
Yep.
And patients and people are suffering because of the doctors are phenomenal. Yes, they do their best, but their education and what they've been taught is stuff. What they're trying to do their best. They have a good heart. I've seen and worked with some of these doctors, and but their hands are tied from the corporate bullshit. These big corporations. There's no independent. There's no doctors that remember back in the day, the doctor would give birth to you and then help put you in the grave. That's the lifespan of these doctors, and they'd come to your house and whatever. That's we need to get back to that and get away from the pharmaceutical companies for sure. And hopefully that one of the first things that RFK is going to do, I'm hopeful, is to stop all the freaking advertising. Oh my gosh.
Oh Lord, yeah.
Incessant. And it just makes all these hypochondriac people, they talk about these symptoms. Oh, I got that. I got to talk to your doctor about whatever. And then, the list of things that, hey, you're at least you're going to not have this condition. So that the advertising, because the United States and I believe New Zealand are the only two countries on the planet they allow pharmaceutical companies to advertise to the public.
Yeah, well,
that needs to stop because the media. There was a big, huge story. The media companies are owned by the pharmaceutical companies. That's why they put the stories out they do, because all of their funding comes from these fucking companies.
That's right. That's right. That's absolutely right. So, here's my challenge. So I'm inherently a libertarian, right? But at the same time, I believe you need some regulation, like not advertising big pharma, anything that's going to poison you, that's synthetic, out in public. I don't think it should be allowed. So this is where I struggle because I'm a libertarian, but at some time I'm like, we should limit. And for example, you shouldn't have insider trading. What I mean by that, I'm not talking about the insider trading that people go after. I'm talking about the insider trading that nobody knows about, where their machines in a tenth of a second will retrade on or pre-trade on what you're trading. So
Right.
they're guaranteed to make money on every single trade, which is just fucking disgusting. So if you pay 50 bucks for that, right? They can pre-trade it, they can pre-buy it at 49.50 and sell it back to you at 50 within a tenth of a second, and they make money. I mean, it's a lot more sophisticated than that. I'm being very, very rudimentary on that, but it gives you the idea of this is how their equipment works. That should be completely regulated out.
Yep.
The
The
reality
AI
is,
thing. Yeah.
I'm going to shock people, but I don't like the stock markets at all, because what happens in the stock markets with these big corporations, they no longer care about you. You're gone. You are
Mhm.
gone. All they care about is the shareholder. So whatever they need to do, and by the way, it's progressive. It's hard for a company to even have one bad quarter where they don't have growth. By the way, that would be normal in a business that's kind of retooling to make sure they offer better customer service and so on and so forth. They would have a couple good quarters, they'd have one bad quarter, and then 8 great quarters after that. Well, you don't see that because they're always pushing for that. Got to have the next quarter. We have to have profits. So what do? It's cutting the employees, which is it's not cool sometimes. It's cutting the cost, or it's cutting the product that or the service that they deliver to you, all because of their shareholders, right? If you have a great business, you can if a great business on a level playing field that's not being tax gouged, you can make it very, very great without having shareholders ever.
Mhm.
It's very, very possible. So, we do need a lot of changes, and it's going to be hard because these are the conversations I have with myself. Imagine having them across the table when you're having a debate. I'm debating with myself. My libertarian side going, "Hey, no regulation," and my other side is going, "Well, we're going to need some regulation to get through this, right? Because it's been manipulated so bad."
Right. Yeah. The joke is that somebody told me one time libertarians are just Republicans who smoke weed. So
Well, I guess I'm not a libertarian then.
right, because I know you don't smoke weed.
Right.
Uh,
So,
As hard as I try to help you experience
I know
the
everybody does.
benefits of the God's plant, the cannabis plant.
I'll be there. I'll be there one day. Let's win this war first.
Okay,
Uh, hey, are you still doing Mindset Mondays?
I am. I did this morning was a very short one because I was in transit, but yes, I did a very short one on gratitude this morning, being that we're jumping into this week of Thanksgiving where everybody just does it one day a year. You need to have a lifestyle of gratitude, and I encourage people to not participate as little as possible in the consumerism that has become the United States of America, because we buy shit that we can't afford, that we don't need to impress people we don't even like. So that's the whole consumerism, situation. So we, hold on to your money. Don't be, buying into all these Black Friday stuff. I mean, if you need something, get it. If not, don't. I'm that's where I'm sitting. I'm becoming a minimalist. I mean, changing and moving into RV has put my mindset a little different. I don't need a bunch of stuff. But yeah, that's what I was doing. Mindset Monday this morning was about gratitude.
I love it. Beautiful. Guys, go over to Bruce's channel, Unpopular Viewpoint, and make sure you give it a follow. He'll give you Monday mindsets, and I'll give you tinfoil hat Tuesdays. So, which would be fun. So tomorrow's tinfoil hat Tuesday, guys. Israel is last. It's the Trump takedown of the Khazarian mafia. And then next Tuesday, I have the wonderful Denise Stevens and I are going together, and we're going to team up to expose big agriculture. So the Tuesday after next, that will be a great show for the both of us to do. And I have some amazing, amazing guests coming on here. Bruce, I'm going to give you the final word, and then we're going to go to our outro music, and we'll see you guys tomorrow after that. God bless everybody.
Yeah, the final word is, man, just stay positive as much as you can. I know it's super hard, it's super easy to say, super hard to do. Just have that positive outlook where focus goes, energy flows. Look to that positive future. Live in the now. Like I say all the time, today is the first day of the rest of your life. Doesn't matter what happened yesterday. You could have fucked things up beyond recognition. FUBAR, that's what that means. Or don't have any anxiety or worry or fret or stress about what happens tomorrow. Try to live in the now. That's the hardest thing, the easiest thing to say and the hardest thing to do. But if you do it, you'll be blessed beyond measure. And I am living proof.
Yep, you are. God bless you, Bruce. All the admins here, guys, we've got this. We, the people, still need to do the work, though.